Alright, today we're gonna, I think, finish off the previews for October. That will come out in January, December, January, probably a lot of it. But yeah, I think we could probably finish it off today because we didn't have as many this month as last month for new items. We will see. I only have that many pages left to get through. So we will see what happens throughout here. Gotta put my glasses on. Flick a little light for me for the background so I can see what's up. Light's not doing nothing. Not making it any better. So we'll start out. We got New Year's Pray. 3, 2, 1, you're dead. Let's bring in the new year with a bang. Receiving a New Year's Eve party invitation to the Janus family mansion was like something out of a dream for Jake and Sylvie. The glitz and glamour of high society was all they thought it would be, until they discovered a darker, depraved side to that world and a secret so horrible, so sinister, it was kept locked away, deep inside the bowels of an ancestral home. Forgotten, except for that one time of the year it was allowed to feed. What do you do when people become prey and your only solution is to survive the night? Don't let the clock strike dead. Your time just ran out. New year, new fears. Now it says number 1. It sounds like it should only be a one-shot. It says perfect for fans of classic horror movies like Nightmare on Elm Street, Halloween, and Friday the 13th. But I don't know. I might check it out, but I really hate not knowing if it's going to be ongoing. So if it is, I'd rather get the trade of it. But we will see. I will do some more research and see what I can find out. It's done by S.A. Chuck Emanuel Tomarelli. So people we've dealt with before that we enjoyed their stuff. So we got Nosferatu Vampires, or Nosferatu Nightmares, I should say. The original vampiric nightmare vision. S.A. Chuck, Geo Parsons, Paz Calzada, Neil Volks working on this one. Lots of different covers. Oh, they're offering, or no, they're also showing Dracula After Man, which you can reorder. In 1922, a vision of horror was unleashed upon the world, and over a century later, its haunting imagery still influences modern horror. This frightful anthology gives today's authors and artists an opportunity to tap into that primal terror and deliver Nosferatu vampiric tales inspired by the glorious silent black and white monster that has woven nightmares into our collective subconscious for decades. Join some of today's most creative horror creators as they pull you into the shadows with gripping tales of terror in this throwback to the black and white monster magazines of the past. I like that cover the best. It's a Buzz Hasten cover. Neil Volk's vampire looks a little like his head got squished. That one I will probably pick up. Get it so the wife can check it out. On 254 we got the Three Stooges. New Year's Nitwits number 1. Celebrate the new year with America's most loved nitwits. The Three Stooges are back with more family-friendly, brand-new tales of classic comedic goodness. Start your new year right with some laughs from the most beloved comedy team of all time. The boys decide to start the year off on a healthy note in Stooger-size. If you haven't tried our Three Stooges comics, now is the time to enjoy some fun and heartfelt laughter. Woohoo! I can't make the sound and the noise right. Yeah, I'm not a Three Stooges fan. sadly it's on for a couple hours before Svengoolie every Saturday. But these oddball ones looked interesting and fun, but just not nothing I was going to jump into. Next up, we got, Tomorrow Girl's got a Tomorrow Girl Punchline No More Tomorrows one shot. Cool. That's awesome. We got Teen Heroine Team Up. American Manga Superhero. When a state-of-the-art artificial intelligence develops a sinister plan to control the mainstream media using the world's greatest technology, only two heroes can stop him. Tomorrow Girl and Versima. Sadly, I don't see Ben Dunn doing anything in this one. I was hoping they'd have him doing some art or at least a cover, but since he did some work on one of the Tomorrow Girl issues, but I think I might pick that up since it's a one-shot. Check it out. Looks like that's the only thing on this. Ooh, our Petunia's on the cover of this month's Ninja High School again. This I was curious about because they had it in my catalog online, but they didn't have any pictures for it. They got Cocaine Poo. Looks like he's eating the rabbit. And they're doing everything cocaine. Cocaine Bear, Cocaine Godzilla, and now Cocaine Poo, and I don't know if there was other ones. They got 24-page sketchbook, 2-pack. You get 2 sketchbooks, 24 pages a piece for $10. It's just blank paper. Doesn't that seem expensive? I don't know. I could be wrong, but I think it is. I thought there was a Cayman America one-shot out this month, but this is a volume 8, so that's not it. Huh, I'm curious. I seen something. Alright, so we're jumping about 20 pages to Psycho List, #1 Deluxe Edition. Kevin Grevos, Jonathan Lau, Patrick Blaine. After a former FBI agent becomes a therapist, he has a hard time staying out of his patients' lives, taking on their problems as his own. FBI calls him back in for a special case that requires his unique skill set. Yeah. We got Catabasis, #1. By Damon Becton and Rodrigo Rocco. Demons can't get into heaven. Angels can't get into hell. But Juniper, once the deadliest mercenary on Earth, can with her new supernatural upgrades. To earn entrance into heaven, Juniper is tasked with saving a soul trapped in the underworld, but first she must prove herself worthy of the mission. Yeah. We got Wilder #1 and #2 Deluxe editions. So I guess if you seen the first one, you can get the deluxe versions if you want those. I don't see nothing on this page. Some Biomex 1-4 if you missed out on them. We got The Secret World of Modern Banking #1-5 if you missed out on that. And now we're jumping to let's see. That's deluxe edition. We got Paraphrenic #1. Save the world. He can't even save himself. Join the half-man, half-monster Paris Larkoff, aka Paraphrenic, as he tries to survive and navigate the dangerous vagrant street and the creepy, crazy creatures that inhabit it, all while trying to make a buck as an actor in a world where it isn't always evident that the cameras have started, or stopped, rolling. Yeah. Don't feel it cover's kind of weird. Not pulling me in. Shishinreka Omnibus 30th Anniversary Collector's Box. That's pretty cool. Lots of She stuff coming back the past few months. And a couple new things. We got Alien Armageddon 1944, number 1. The D-Day invasion marks the turning point in World War II, but few know the whole story. The Allies and the Axis powers were not the only forces on the beaches that day. We are shown what happens when an alien craft appears over Omaha Beach on D-Day, and follow a pair of soldiers as they attempt to combat this new threat. Why take out the aliens? They might be there to help. See what happens. What the heck? Why not? It looks like it for that page. Now we gotta jump a dozen pages or so to, I got ElfQuest covers books, volume 1 and 2 out for the ElfQuest fans. They got the Art of the Story for the ElfQuest fans. But the new thing is Robot Todd, T-O-D, number 1, by Pharrell Delirpo. Robot Todd follows the adventures of the titular hero Todd, who is trying to regain memories and avoid capture by malicious wizards. The first issue introduces his companions, the kindly and shy Sept. Sorry about the phone. I stupidly didn't put it next to me, so you're gonna hear it click in. It's just gonna be a telemarketer, I'm sure. So he's trying to regain memories and avoid capture by malicious wizards. This first issue. It's a telemarketer. You shouldn't pick up the phone. Leave it alone, please. Yeah, just leave it alone. It's just the politicians trying to make you vote for them. Okay, so who is trying to regain memories and avoid capture by malicious wizards? This first issue introduces his companions, the kindly and shy Sept, her vitriolic and selectively invisible alter ego Ember, the inventive mouse person Fern Fells, and Guyelder, the enigmatic fox guide. This new and lushly watercolored ongoing series is set in the same post-apocalyptic, psychedelic, magical world of the Wrenchies, and it will all hurt. So hopefully you heard that. And sadly, someone picked up the phone, so that means we're going to have them call back 10 more times. And so you can't give these political scam calls a chance, because once they know that you're home, they will keep calling you if you're dumb enough to pick up the phone. But that's why I tell everybody, just leave the phone alone. If it's someone important, I will pick it up. If I don't pick it up and it's important, they will leave a message. That's why you have answering machines. Alright. We got The Frankincense Monster and Other Creepy Christmas Stories by Jim Krieger and John K. Snyder. They turn their talents to powerfully emotional character pieces and ingenious plots towards their first collection of prose stories. That is prose stories. Well, I don't want prose stuff. But if you do, come with us into wintry weirdness as Krieger crafts some twisted Yuletide tales. Have yourself a cool, cruel, ghoulish Yule under a cover by John K. Snyder III. We got Behind the Horror and Death, Nosferatu trade paperback. Lots of Nosferatu stuff the past 2 months also has been popping up. Italian artist Marco Fontanelli's illustrative exploration of the history, life, death, and legacy of the classic German expressionist film. Nosferatu features 128 gorgeous pages of evolving art in sideways format telling the tragic story behind one of the most important horror movies of all time. From its birth, assassination, near extermination, and eventual resurrection. It's basically a picture book, and they're going to put the picture sideways. That's just going to annoy me. I was going to pick that up for the wife, but she's shit out of luck. So I ain't buying that. That's just going to drive me crazy. Alright, I'm really curious about this. Now, Keen Spot Entertainment, they contain a lot of people that we've had on our show and stuff, had their works in there and stuff, and they do a lot of stuff with them. I have issues with their pricing concept. So let's see what this has to offer. I'm looking forward to this book because I see Rob Potsy Potchek on it. So we got Died Hard, number 1, by Rob Potchek and Jay Hammond, who created Junior High Horrors, X Liefeld, and The Mangalorean. Comes a bloody tale of the Easter Bunny trying to enjoy a simple vacation, only to find out that an evil group of mercenaries have taken his destination and all its visitors hostage. Now it's up to Peter Cottontail to return to his violent roots, save the hostages, and get back in time to deliver Easter joy to the kids of the world. Featuring the animated art style of Jay Hammond, this not-for-kids title screams Venture Brothers meets Violent Night and delivers on the promise that the Easter Bunny is the perfect action hero. So, of course, they got a bunch of different covers that you can get for the regular $5.99 price. Then you got a hollow foil flip cover. That thing's $20. Not sure why it's so popular for a hollow foil, but as far as price, raising the price up there. Then we got the bloody hollow foil flip color. Bloody hollow foil flip cover. This is the regular one. Not impressed. The bloody one, even less impressed. So if you're going to go with black and white with a little red stain and you're going to put that on a hollow, make that a hollow foil, it's not going to pop like it would if it had a bunch of colors. But they want $30 for that, $30 for the bloody one. And then they got the metal cover, which I'm not a fan of the metal covers, but I always wanted to see one. Is $100. And then the blank sketch cover. It's the blank cover. It's the blank cover. There's nothing on it. So it should be cheaper to print than any one of these. And they are asking $100 for it. For a blank sketch cover. $100 for a blank sketch cover. It better come with a sketch on it. An original hand-drawn sketch should be on that thing. But $100, I'm sorry. I like Rob. I like Jay Hammond. I like their work. But I don't know whose choice was to put those prices on that stuff, but that just drives me nuts. Alright, that was page 319. And we're going right over here to Kids These Days, number 1. Also from Keen Spot. WWE Next Superstar All Ego Ethan Page teams with paranormal hitman and toy creators Brett Murphy and Wilson Gandolfo to bring you twisted new sci-fi comedy series Kids These Days that's a cross between The Boys and Power Rangers. What would a team of brash, egotistical teenagers really do with power and a giant alien mech when an invading horde of kaiju arrives from outer space? become instant celebrities and influencers, of course. Look, they'll save the world. When they get to it, okay. Let's look at theirs. You got the standard covers, $5.99. You got the Rob Potcheck. Nope, that's the hollow foil. Flip cover is $19.99. The metal cover is $100, and their blank sketch cover is $9.99. Still too much, but not no $99.99. So I thought maybe that was a misprint, but that's the third place I seen that $100 blank cover. So I don't know what is up with that. I'm really curious. Do they not want to sell them? And you don't have to pay for the inks or nothing getting put on the covers. It's just a white cover. I don't understand, but hopefully I'll find out down the road. Don't know if that's a story that would really grab me. If it was a one-shot, maybe. But for $6 an issue, it's got to be a story that's going to pull me in. We got One Night in Prague graphic novel. This is also Keen Spot. These aren't all Keen Spot, just a couple of them. A new fantasy adventure graphic novel from the mind of Konstantin Werner, screenwriter and producer of the upcoming motion picture In the Lost Lands, based on the story. Hey, why are you telling us about something that's upcoming? It doesn't teach us nothing, and it stars Dave Bautista and Mila Jovovich, but we don't care. We're not watching the movie. This book has nothing to do with the movie, but you're spending half the description talking about a movie that's coming out in the future that no one knows about. I'm guessing this is part of the storyline. After young concert pianist Sawan loses part of his hand in a tragic accident, his family falls into a serious crisis following a strange prediction by a psychic. He departs for Prague with his supportive father, Minkyu, and good-humored uncle Jinwoo. They must find a mysterious white cat who allegedly holds the key to Sawan's future. Once reaching the Czech capital, they're drawn into an ancient struggle between two groups of mystical shapeshifters. Yeah. Not getting it. We got The Surgeon #1. Set about 15 years after the world fell apart, a nomadic physician struggles to survive in a savage frontier of the poor and powerless, trying to balance her calling as a healer with the necessity of killing for survival. This is by John Pence, Zach Dolan, and various. Alright. Oops, lost my paper. Don't want to do that. Gotta go a few pages here. To Long Cold Winter #1 of 4. I got some page examples here and stuff you can check out. In the not too distant future, the air on Earth has become unbreathable. However, a multinational company called Airco has constructed generators that provide oxygen for those who can afford it. See, in the future we're going to have to pay for oxygen. Now we pay for water. And all these, if you live where I live, there's fields upon fields of these stupid solar panel farms. And we got the giant windmills everywhere. And I don't see any cost cuts or anything coming from it, so I'm guessing the big money corps get to put the stuff out and they get to keep all the shit and use all the free energy, and the free energy that we were promised is never going to come to the little people. It's just so stupid. So now we're going to be paying for air. But Peace Dog, a desperate ex-soldier who has been willing to do anything to obtain breathable air, is haunted by his past and hunted by bounty hunters. though he may have found a way out of his current predicament by helping a mysterious robot child escape the dangerous and congested city. But someone from his past has no intention of letting him leave alive. I like the artwork. It looks pretty cool, but not really into the whole story stuff of it. It's not really sucking me in. Sick of reading about corporations that are screwing the little guy over. Then we got Missing on the Moon, number 1 of 4. The year is 1997, and crime on the moon runs rampant. And in the lunar colony of Buzztown, a billionaire's daughter has just gone missing. Washed-up private investigator Daniel Schwinn is tasked with finding the missing child, but in the process discovers a dark conspiracy stemming back decades. Schwinn will have to navigate a world of undead drug addicts, mechanized robocops, and blue-skinned Soviets known as Darksiders to discover the truth, and in doing so, he'll have to confront his own allegiances and try to atone for past mistakes since resurfaced. Missing on the Moon is your next neon noir obsession, brought to you by Corey Crater and Damian Carchero. There's some page examples. Again, some interesting looking artwork, and I don't know. Maybe we'll see what happens. I'm not picking it up now, though. We got Shiver Suspense Stories. I see the new EC Comics are bringing out more runs. This holiday season, terror comes calling with 56 pages of shocking chills from an all-star cast of EC's finest fiends. Just in time for Christmas, Oni Press and EC Comics are proud to present Shiver Suspense Stories number 1, the first in an all-new series of extra-sized EC specials colliding tales of horror, science fiction, and powerfully potent suspense in one joyously wrapped, square-bound package that may or may not be leaking something strange under the Christmas tree. Featuring brand new tales of merry dismemberment and Yuletide destruction from Jason Aaron, Ben H. Winters, and more. Plus a newly remastered and authentically restored holiday classic from the EC Vaults. Get ready to hear those sleigh bells ring. Ain't it sickening? And they're putting a $7.99 cover price on it. This one's a one-shot. It says one-shot, but it says one-shot there too, but I thought they said this was the new, an all-new series of extra-sized EC specials. So that's why it's $7.99. It's a thicker comic. We'll check it out. Why not? Epitaphs from the Abyss has some fun covers this month too. Rick and Morty fans, you got Rick and Morty Presents Maximum Coda number 1. It's the final countdown. The musical madman Concerto is back and making one last ditch effort to rid the world of Rick and Morty. Our ignorant, intrepid heroes must travel to an underwater lair for a final showdown, where they'll face off with Concerto and his crew of musically gifted cronies and finally discover what the all this mess is truly about. And then we got Rick and Morty Kingdom Balls. Nope, that collects issues 1 to 4. That's a collection. We don't need to talk about that. And then we got El Fuego by David Rubin. A mass extinction event is imminent. There's a few little page examples down there. as a giant meteorite is hurtling towards the Earth. Renowned architect Alexander Yorba, entrusted to design a citadel on the moon which would ensure the survival of humanity, is diagnosed with a terminal illness. Thrust into an existential crisis, Alexander begins to question his validity of his success, having colluded with the world's elite to spare only the wealthiest members of society, and grapples with what it means to be a decent person in a decaying world. His spiritual and moral journey will take him from the moon to Madrid by way of New York, Helsinki, Amsterdam, and Rome, where he will have to confront his past choices with those who were his greatest influences in hopes of finding his way before the end comes. Now we got Mr. Muffins, Defender of the Stars. 11-year-old Ruben Mahmoud just wants a break. When he takes his pet corgi, Mr. Muffins, to the park, he expects to get just that, a break. But what he gets instead is an alien invasion right smack dab in the middle of his neighborhood. Oh, and apparently Mr. Muffins is the chosen one, destined to save the galaxy. This should be interesting. Dragged into the middle of an epic space war, Ruben learns that the fate of the entire galaxy rests in Mr. Muffin's adorable corgi paws. It's going to take a lot more than tail wagging and butt waddling to end this war. To turn the tide of conflict, intergalactic soldier Cassara must show Mr. Muffins how to tap into his cosmic power and be the hero the galaxy needs him to be. But when Mr. Muffins is separated from Ruben, and a formidable giant mech corgi arrives to conquer the world, Mr. Muffin's powers are put to the test. Will Ruben be able to rise to the occasion to help his fluffy best friend? Do Cassara, Ruben, and Mr. Muffins have what it takes to end this war once and for all? You're going to have to read it to find out. Looks like some cute artwork. Probably some fun in there. Alright, got 2 more pages left. We got Rant CPU Christmas Special. Last month we seen the Rant CPU other book that came out. Now they got a Christmas special already. Rant CPU follows the misadventures of Silicon Valley's next big thing. An AI robot created by a hormonal and hyperactive 13-year-old and powered by a mysterious energy source of alien origin. Rant is back and is starring in its very own special Christmas issue. Young Jeff learns that the miracle of Christmas isn't about the presents we receive. Instead, he finds holiday joy in the presence of a brand new neighbor girl. Meanwhile, Rant also comes to a deeper understanding of Christmas by meeting the big man himself, Santa. Well, sort of. And then on this page we got, it's a Legacy Edition, The 13, The Rise of the 5. The 13, The Rise of the 5. Number 1. Guadalupe College has a slightly different spark than your average university. They teach and train chispas, humans with exceptional powers and gifts from the gods, in how to use those powers. A class of students has just arrived to be molded into a team, but not all of them get along. Meanwhile, in the shadows, a coalescing group of villains begins to pull together pieces of a plan that would make them unstoppable. To protect the world and what they love, the new group of freshmen must take on the mantle of the former generation of Chispas and become the 13. that's it for this month. I couldn't find any manga that was pulling me in or anything, so I just went with the main number ones and left the rest for you to discover. But yeah, a nice month. It looks like it'll be a little less on my pocketbook this time. I think I have a smaller list for once, so we will see what happens. But yeah, keep following under the Call of MS. Rate, review, subscribe, tell a friend, give us those likes. Check out Crimson Skull Comic Club for the new items that each of us plan on picking up out of the catalog. And lots of fun reviews by all the different people. And the group reviews. And we will get back with more of these soon. Don't forget to hit that like button. Thanks.